And you are live.
Good evening, everyone. Happy New Year. Hope you enjoyed the holidays. I'd like to call to order the January 6th meeting of the 150th Steering Committee. We're good? Okay. And is Susan here? Can you call the roll, please?
Yeah, Robert Blank,
Here.
Walter Burdell,
Here.
Kathleen Marie Clark, Bill DeMayo,
Here.
Melanie DePanthelis, Joe Dubin,
Here.
Michael Fox,
He's excused
Eileen Francolino,
here.
Gail Kelly, Anna Kubish,
Here.
Geraldine Nagel,
Here.
Allison Mankey, Nancy Mankey,
She's excused.
Max Turgeon.
Here.
And Kathleen is
Okay.
on, Susan.
Oh, she is. Thank you.
Okay. Do we have any minutes we need to approve? No, right?
No.
Okay. Moving on. Is there anybody here for public participation?
Nobody here with us for public.
Beautiful. Okay, so we don't have any remarks from the Committee on Public Participation. Melanie says, sorry, she's running late for the meeting. Our internet is down at work and cell is not working. So she'll be here maybe later if she can figure it out. Okay. Don't think we've had any correspondence, correct? And unless anybody else has something. No. Okay. Old business. Our spring event at Indian Hill for the for lack of whatever we're going to call it, Mayor's Ball, is scheduled for early April. And I have not printed any tickets or put any tickets out for sale because I'm a little wary of what's going on. And I don't know what you guys think about do we just go for it? What do you want to do?
What day is it?
It's the first weekend in April.
April 3rd.
Mm.
I have it Saturday, April 2nd in my calendar.
Is that April 2nd? Okay. That's that. Yeah.
Can we put it off one more month for a decision?
Yeah, I think if we're gonna sell tickets, we gotta sell them like, be ready to go the first weekend in February. Does that make sense? Because that gives everybody February and March to buy a ticket.
Yeah, I think that'll be fine if we decide at our February meeting. That'll be plenty of time.
Okay. All right. And we're gonna do that all online, correct?
I guess so, yeah.
It's online. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. I would imagine if somebody didn't have the internet capability, I would imagine that Karma's did sell them for us too, but we'll take a peek at that one. And
You have a DJ and the food and do you have a price? And
we have a DJ, we have food. We don't have a price set exactly in stone, but a rough idea.
is it a buffet or is it sit down?
Buffet. We're looking probably in the range of $75, no more than that. Depends on how much we want to use of our money to kick in. We have to come up with a decision about that one. And other than that, old business was Karma's did a very good job selling our ornaments. There are still some left if anybody's interested. I haven't been down to pick up the money yet, but once that's done, I'll make a deposit of that and the stuff that we made at the December Carnival Night of Lights. I just have been a little tied up and I'll get that done this week. So that'll at least put some money in our treasury.
Do you know how many are left?
I kind of lost a little track. My mom passed away just after Christmas, before Christmas. So I kind of didn't have my hands around that as much as I should. But I'll get there this week. She was was pretty good. She was getting there. So I'm happy. I mean, there's gonna be some left, but we're not gonna be stuck with a ton, so that'll be good.
Sorry to hear that, Eileen. I didn't know that.
Thank you. Okay, and do we have a treasurer's report? No, she's not here, right? Is she? Did she hop on?
Nope, not here yet.
Not here yet. Okay, so we'll skip the treasurer's report. Okay. New business, we were looking for a project for February, and Geraldine had an idea that she wanted to propose for probably not till after February, but Geraldine, can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. This is sort of this has been done before at, it was a tag sale trail 2021. Talon County Chamber of Commerce did it, but I changed it so to work for Newington. And it would be like a townwide tag sale for the 150th anniversary. No charge for this event. Spring 2022 suggestion. I was suggesting April 30th and Sunday, May 1st, but it could be a different day, weekend. It can be outdoors at residents' homes, so then we don't have to worry about the COVID aspect. And condominiums and apartments could participate with permission from their board of directors or landlord. And the town requires that if you have a tag sale, you go to the police department so they know where it's going to be held in case there's any traffic. There's no charge for that. That would be the only thing people would have to do. They could post their items for sale on social media, hours of their sale, or we can decide when the sale is going to be, their address. Then we'll have a map to be produced showing addresses and locations of tag sales and available on social media. Hard copies also could be made. And I was thinking of maybe having an official sign, but then we'd have to pay for that. So that's it.
There was also included in that some aspect of having chamber businesses participate, so that maybe somebody'd offer a lunch special. You could go to their place and get a lunch special in between doing your tag sale
Yeah.
business or.
Because, yeah, what they did with Talon is Talon County was they posted it on the chamber website. So people would put their tag sales on that. And that's something I haven't talked to the chamber about yet to see if that's something they want to do.
Yeah, there's ways they could have their businesses participate if people were out and about, save 50 cents on an ice cream cone or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
I have I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Bill.
I have a couple suggestions. Well, one, tag sales are usually early morning type people, 9 to 12, and by 12, they're almost always over.
Yep.
So you might, if you get a restaurant that's willing, maybe say you had 20 households that wanted to do tag sales. Maybe you do, if they stop at 10 of them, you determine whatever number it is, and they return them to say it's TJ's restaurant. So someone from the committee's there, they accept a card that has 10 signatures on it, and maybe the 150th could give away prizes to the top, whatever, 5 people or something like that.
It sounds too complicated. Sorry.
Bill, is the park wet in the end of April? Like, would Mill be wet?
I mean, sometimes depending on the weather, but it's springtime. Usually spring is wet, but why? What are you thinking?
Lunch in the park?
What in the park?
Lunch, do your lunch in the park? Do you do your lunch in the park and have ice cream available or something, or
Yeah, the concession stand, the area is all paved, and we could close the parking lot of the tennis courts if it got wet.
Yeah.
And we could put tables there like we have in the past.
Yeah, that'd be kind of nice,
Yeah.
I don't know. And you could get your, I don't know, get something at the snack bar or bring your own or a little combination of both and, is there a PA to play music there or no?
We have a
Is this
portable
it?
PA. Yeah, we have a portable PA.
Is this a different event or is this in addition to the tag sale?
I was just thinking if the tag sale was 9 to 12 and you wanted to be done with your tag sailing and go and have lunch in the park, you know what I mean? Like make
What
a day.
about the, well, if you wanted to include the businesses, you're cutting out that
That's true.
aspect of it.
That's true. So if you didn't, yeah, you wouldn't go to Newington Pizza or someplace like that. So maybe that's.
Yeah,
a
because
better-
the thing is that the people are gonna get rid of their stuff. And what we're doing is diverting them somewhere else.
Yeah, I got you. All right. So maybe that's a
I
better.
mean, that's my thought.
Okay.
No
All right.
offense.
Nope, nope, that's
Bill.
fine. It's very valid.
No offense, taken. But I can tell you that I am working with the Rotary Club right now on a tentative idea to do a bicycle park run on April 9th. It's a Saturday for their 100th anniversary for all Rotaries in Massachusetts and Connecticut. So I don't know if at least one, you should know about it, but two, if you wanted to be collaborate with the Rotary Club, that there might be some room for collaboration, maybe call it the 100th and the 150th celebration or something like that. I don't know, but
Oh, when is that?
April 9th, Saturday.
And what are they doing? A bike run? A bike? You can't run on a bike.
You know how you have a motorcycle poker run where motorcycles go and get a playing card? Well,
Yeah.
we're gonna take the poker name out of it because kids are gonna be involved also. And
Mhm.
we're gonna call it the bicycle park run. And
Mhm.
you'll go to 5 parks, ride your bike to 5 parks, end up at Mill Pond and get hot dogs and music and stuff like that. And the best poker hand wins for prizes. So I mentioned that because I don't want you, one, to be surprised by it, and two, is there a way we can collaborate to make it bigger and better?
Wow. That's April 4th,
9th.
9th. Okay. Wow. I don't know how you ride your bike to 5 parks, man. They got to watch the traffic in this town. It's going to be
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
That's a true statement.
Yeah. Back in the day.
Mm.
All the time. Okay. All right. Well, Geraldine, does anybody have anything else to comment on this tag sale?
I was just thinking of how many people we have available to do things on this committee, because even though we're a steering committee, we're steering ourselves.
Right.
So,
Yeah, we're driving ourselves crazy.
So
there you go.
does anybody have any other comments, inputs about the tag sale?
Not right now.
Okay. All right. Do we want to go ahead with this?
I realized I was muted. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Hi.
Yeah.
I actually think the idea of doing more than one event on the same day isn't a bad idea, because I really think that people kind of come for different things, but to promote Newington in general with more than one event on the same day, I think can be synergistic instead of drawing attention away from another. If I said, oh, this looks like, let's say I didn't already live in Newington, this looks like a great idea, let's go to Newington, let's hit 5 or 20 tag sales, and then let's have lunch. I think that's worth kicking around too. And I think even if there was another event like Bill's event, having multiple things going on at the same time, I don't see how they're going to interfere with each other personally.
Okay.
Yeah, and I agree with that. And I also think this tentative idea is from 10 to 12. So they would end up at Mill Pond at 12. I really, I do the concerts downtown every Sunday, every Saturday, and we don't get a lot of restaurants that show a tremendous amount of interest in putting their money where their mouth is. So I'm not so worried about taking business away from them at Mill Pond Park. So I'm just saying, maybe, Eileen, you have an opportunity as the 150th to get some some bigger bang for your buck with not doing too much work, but maybe, having a pretty good gathering at Mill Pond between the Rotary is a small group. They only have like 12 or 15, 20 people in it.
Right.
So they're no bigger than us. And, and I'm not speaking for them because I have no idea what the heck they're totally planning, but Dave Tedeschi and I have talked about this, and I think he got approval maybe yesterday to do it. So, if it's worth, if people are into it, I'm sure between Eileen, myself, and Dave, and Dave Johnson, we can talk about it. But it is what it is. I'm fine either way. But thank you, Kathy, for thinking synergistically. I do believe that you put a few things together, and all of a sudden it becomes a pretty darn nice event.
Yeah, I think coming up with a name, and if we were able to cross brand it with, just the 150 is something that's kind of eye catching. I think you need a name like blankety blank day in Newington includes tag sales, this, and then any kind of advertising would include all of the events.
Yep. Yeah. And again, the Rotary would have to be involved in it too, but
Sure.
Yeah, they're celebrating their 100th anniversary of Rotaries in Massachusetts and Connecticut. So that's why April 9th is big for them. But maybe taking your idea and jumping on it, it's something like it's Newington's anniversary party. So it's the 150th anniversary.
Yeah.
And it's the Rotary Club anniversary. And it's the first anniversary of the Newington tag sale. No.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I like that. I mean, I think, not everybody wants to go to tag sales and not everybody wants to go to an event in the park, but some people would want to go to both. And I think we should talk about timing. I haven't been to tag sales in a while. Some of them, I could swear they used to start earlier than 9, but
yeah, they do. They start around 8.
They do start early.
I think 9 is a little late, but does everybody and everyone who participates has to start at the same time, really, or people will show up at their house anyway if they're doing the trail. Anyway, that's me just throwing it in. I don't think it's going to detract. That's just my opinion. I think it would just strengthen the fact that we're having an event that day. And also it'll be interesting to see, I think, trying to get some interest and find out how many people are interested in participating might be something to kick around early on Facebook and say, could we get a show of hands, so to speak, on what's happening in Newington, et cetera, and say, we're proposing this. How many of you think you'd be interested, versus just saying, why do I need them? I can have my own tag sale,
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's not costing them anything.
Yeah. Hey, Bill, is there a rain date for the bike run?
We talked about a Sunday, but again, I don't want to speak too much more for the Rotary because I'm kind of opening my mouth already, but I don't want you to go away from this meeting not knowing that, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Next
I think it
question
would be Sunday.
Yeah. When does fishing season open?
Yeah, we talked about that's the 9th is National Catch a Fish and Let It Go Day.
That's what I thought. Yeah. That would
Yeah.
be kind of a cool thing to do in the afternoon in the park if we could do that. Because we, as the 150th, haven't done anything for the children in town. And it would be kind of a cool thing to, and I know you're not a big fan of the fish thing, but.
No,
there's a lot of-
I'm not a big fan because it's expensive, but and not many people showed up at the last few years, but I'd be willing to entertain that, but you're talking a couple $1,000s just for fish.
Yep.
Can you do it with fake fish?
Yeah, we could.
And that
How-
would be, yeah.
Then you got to go get them though. You know what I mean? You can't leave fake fish in the water. You got to go get them afterwards. And I ain't going
Well,
swimming.
they're probably gonna float. Yeah.
Yeah, but how
Well,
do you get them in the middle?
Jerry, we could put swimmies on Jerry and she could go in and get them for us.
A couple $1,000s for fish?
Yeah.
How many fish?
Well, you buy them by 22 inches is the biggest, 12 inches is the smallest, and you get a variety. Every time you go up an inch, it's a little bit more money, and each year it's different. But I would say 10 bucks times 100, probably 200, maybe like 20 bucks a fish, I think, somewhere in that average.
Okay,
But I haven't done it in three or 4 years, so
Yeah.
the prices might be different.
did you used to charge? I don't remember. I remember going all the time. I don't remember whether we paid, but
No, we used to get sponsors, and all the sponsors for like the worm companies and the fishing stores all closed up, because of Amazon. So
yeah,
there's hardly anybody that makes any money on fishing anymore around here.
yeah. Not Cabela's.
No, Cabela's doesn't do it. We used to use a guy on the Silestine Highway,
Yeah,
and Dick's Sporting Goods at one
Plymouth.
time did too,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
they backed out. Yeah,
Mm.
it's a lot of work. That one's a time, and it's intensive.
Okay. All right.
but-
I knew it was that weekend, but I was just,
But we could do, if you want to do children's things, we could certainly bring out the train. We could do a miniature golf thing for the kids out
Yeah.
there. We could do a couple inflatables.
oh, yeah.
There's some things we could do. April 9th, unfortunately, you're right, though. April 9th could be cold weather, too.
Yeah. The blow up things, the
National Guard.
National Guard there guys would do for nothing,
Yeah.
so that's always interesting. But yeah, I think we could make a day of this. I think we should work on it and see what happens. Robert, I know you had your hand up. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to ignore you. Did you have something you wanted to add?
Well, I was just wondering, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I just wondering about the stores having a sidewalk sale with this.
Well,
Yeah, any comments? Yeah.
Oh, sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree, because I also think that will not detract from the kind of people who want to go to a sidewalk sale. Some of them are the same people who want to go to a tag sale, and some aren't, but I don't think it's competitive either. So I think that's, again,
Yep.
get people excited about Newington in various different venues. I'd like to say something about, again, the day. And I like the idea of having a picnic in the park, an event that people can go to, partly because the, whatever we're calling it, the mayor's ball, it's going to, even if some of it gets underwritten, that's still something that doesn't appeal to everybody. It's too expensive for some people. They don't want to go out at night. Whereas I think having an alternate event for people who would like to do something, but they want something in the day or kid friendly or cheaper.
yeah, I agree. I think that, we, in the beginning, we had started out saying we wanted to do something for kids and, and families, and this would be a nice kid, family friendly kind of fun day. Maybe that would kind of be cool.
Well, I mean, is there, well, this is crazy idea, but if we're brainstorming, let me just throw it out there. Maybe because of COVID, the inside thing at Indian Hill, maybe is that a good idea? Maybe you say you've got the perfect excuse to move it outside. And if you're going to only get 150 or 200 people at Indian Hill, you could easily get 150 or 200 for free at Mill Pond.
Yeah, well, that's why we haven't started selling tickets, because we don't even know if we're going to be able to do it because of COVID. You know what I mean?
I'm a little bit, my safety feature I'm a little leery of a buffet during COVID. I know a plated meal might be a better or safer way of serving food, but that's what Mohegan Sun did for our state conference, and we made plans that way. So anyway, I just throw that out there too, just for, you don't want people to knock us on Facebook.
Yeah. And my high school reunion was at Indian Hill, and we did plated, and it came out off for $70 to $75.
Yeah.
With plated. So, and I agree. Who knows, Roots? Who would think we were still talking about this?
No one would have ever believed it. No one.
Yeah,
Really?
I just hope we can have it. I just don't even know right now with, what is it, 21%? It's ridiculous. And, it's higher than that because all these
Yeah.
people with home tests don't ever report to say I'm positive, so it's gotta be way higher than that. So I don't know.
No,
Maybe-
and I agree, even if down the road, I mean, let's say 2 months from now, we're in better shape, I still feel like it colors the fact of people who would be reluctant to put out the money, the uncertainty.
Yeah, yeah.
And how
point.
much money was the committee? I mean, you could spend the money on either kids' activities or a band or a DJ out at the park and get a bigger bang for your buck numbers wise, quantity wise. But that's just an idea.
Yeah. Well, at least
What
it is-
about rain?
well, we'd have
April
to
is-
have, yeah, we'd have to have a rain date, that's for sure, you know? Definitely
think
have
you-
to have a rain date.
And you go the next day, probably Sunday, right?
Well, you don't want to be slapping around in the mud. We already tried that during the extravaganza. And look
Oh,
what
I
happened.
see what you're saying.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, we want to make sure the fields are a little bit stronger than what they were. That
Mm.
was left.
We'd have to rent some tents then, right? For this, if it's in the
Um,
park?
There are
Yeah,
tents,
Hmm.
there's tents around that we could get. I don't think that would be too much, right? The Masons have a big tent.
Yep.
At Century 21 there, they have a big tent, you know, so there's enough tents around that I think that someone would be happy to donate their use of them for, you know, even if you put them up for a week so that what's underneath them stays dry if it rains. I don't know how that works, but we could figure something out. All right, so we got to work on getting this in gear. Sounds interesting. It's some good ideas anyway. Okay. Yeah, I was, I was, thinking simple about for a February, March is like, a breakfast, but I just don't think we're going to be able to do it with COVID. I don't, a community breakfast kind of thing, but I don't think that we're ready for that yet with COVID. I think it's a little too hairy to be planning anything like that, right?
I agree with you 100%. I think
Yeah, I do too.
we'll use the time for brainstorming and try to look forward to spring. I even think the April date for the event is close. 21%. I mean, where
Yeah.
are we headed? It's just,
Right.
I think that's too close to be making plans even in a month, but I'm a pessimist. So, but I'll be the resident pessimist.
No,
Maybe.
I
Okay,
have
then, how
hands
about
up.
I'm sorry.
okay. Who's got their hand up?
I'm trying for it anyway.
Go
All
ahead.
right. My niece works at Hartford Hospital and 600 employees of Hartford Hospital are out with COVID.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that's not a good thing.
No.
Five of my guys dropped today, so it's out
Five
of
more,
14.
Bill? Five
Yeah.
more, Bill? Oh, my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, it's crazy. So
Yeah.
so I think what we're thinking about is, well, maybe you're right. Maybe we let the Rotary Club do their thing. I'm jumping on Kathy's idea now, and maybe we start the concert series on a Thursday night and piggyback on somebody already paying for the band, and there'll be people there, and there'll be cornhole going on, and maybe the 150th jump in on an outdoor event. I think outdoor events with COVID is okay, in my opinion. I'm no doctor, but it's a lot safer than bringing everybody inside. And maybe we do something like that. That's a possibility too. I don't know. I'm just throwing out ideas now because I'd rather have the weather be nicer. We're forced to, on April 9th, we're only forced to that because of the Rotary Club's date. Maybe you let them do their thing. And maybe you let Jerry Nagel go on Facebook and see how many people want to do the tag sale and see what kind of interest she gets. And we do a few, do a couple things.
Wonder if the lobster guys would come. That'd be kind of fun.
I'm sorry, the what?
The lobster trucks,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that would be kind of an interesting thing. Wouldn't
Yep.
be bad.
I have a comment for Jerry.
Yeah.
I wanted to not, if you solicit on Facebook, in addition to just say, do you want to have a tag sale in your own yard and, under our auspices? I think seeing if anybody would like to volunteer to be part of even though we have we've just had really tiny committees with all of our different things. And obviously anybody on the 150th would be, welcome to be part of a committee, but I think you might get people who would want to help participate in planning it, might jump to the fore on Facebook faster than someone who would go, well, let me just see what happens and maybe I'll jump in on this. Just a thought as far as getting people excited about it. They might be excited to be part of planning.
Yeah, if COVID doesn't get in the way.
Yeah.
Well, right, you can do all the planning by phone or
Yeah. Oh,
outside.
yeah.
I mean, we did that with the calendar. We met outside on the porch of the library. So, yeah, anyway, mostly to drum up the interest and getting people to start talking about it, having different levels of, there's us on the steering committee, and then there might be like when I call it a subcommittee, people who are really into tag sales.
Yeah.
I've got one more idea, and that's it.
Okay.
Second weekend in June we're planning, the Parks and Rec Department's planning the Thursday, Friday, Saturday event. So Thursday was St. Patrick's Day party in the park. I have not even approached McBride yet to see if he's interested in doing it again. But if he's not, we could easily turn that into an international day in the park. And then Friday is the Food Truck Friday, which is open too. And then Saturday's Motorcycle Madness. So maybe the 150th can find a little bit of a home or a niche at one of those events where a lot of the expenses would be paid for already. And you guys could complement it with something. The 150th is doing this in the park for the kids, or this in the park for a hot dog for everybody, or an ice cream for everybody, whatever you guys wanted to do. But, that's a possibility too. And the weather would be probably warmer.
Okay. How about beer?
Yeah, we have beer and wine and booze at all three events.
That's when I think we should attach ourselves to that.
We'll have a special picnic table for you, Jerry. We'll just sit you down and you'll go through it.
That might not be a bad day, like on that Friday, Food Truck Friday, to have the National Guard blow-ups. That wouldn't be a bad, if they would bring their things, then
Yeah,
that would be fun.
that could work, Eileen. That could work.
Yeah. What's his name? Yvonne? Yeah.
Do you
Right.
know that there's a tag sale Facebook? People can, I've countered that. So
Really? I don't know. I'm not.
yeah, no, there is. Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay. So we made some good headway here. Geraldine, if you want to put together a proposal, make a flyer or something, that would be nice for a tag sale. We don't have to exactly commit to a date right now, but we could put everything on there but a date, and maybe put a little something out on Facebook that says, interested in participating in a townwide tag sale, leave your name and email or something, or,
Yeah.
private message your name and email, and we'll be in touch, something like that. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Get rid of your stuff.
That's right. Time to clean out. Yep. All right. Anybody have anything else? What's next on the agenda? Nothing, right? Oh my goodness. It's so quiet tonight. What's going on? Okay. Do we have anything else to say? We're good? Hello?
We're
All
good.
set.
I'm
Okay.
good.
Okay.
All right.
We
We're
kicked stuff.
good.
So as of tonight, we've decided to holding the tickets on sale for the 150th ball, TBD, right? We're going to work on the tag sale for some time. We don't know when, and maybe putting together some kind of family-friendly event in the park that's an outdoor thing because of COVID. That way we don't have to worry about being canceled. Am I missing
And-
anything?
Eileen, are you
Yes.
talking about that event being with the 3-day Parks and Rec event? Or versus the tag sale day? Or should the tag sale day be in June? I don't want to upset an apple cart, but I'm just, again, back to how many people do we have? How much work do we have? And if the advertising includes everything,
Yeah,
I think it's just going to bring people to Newington, which is kind of,
I think a tag sale in June might be better. April is wet and rainy and sometimes cold.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
think a tag sale in June could be cool if we did it on that Saturday morning
Yeah.
of Motorcycle Madness.
I have to just check with the Historical Society has it, I think it's June, they have a tag sale.
Well,
So
we could, we
could
could do,
piggyback.
Well,
right,
maybe
we'll
that's
be
good.
together.
Maybe that's
Yeah.
yeah,
good.
I definitely think that's good. And also, do any other groups in town, I'm just throwing the Sangerbund out for no reason whatsoever, but would any other groups want to have a tag sale at their place, even if they never had one? I mean, Historical Society, it's there. Anyway, I don't think any tag sale is taken away from anybody else's tag sale. It's all a plus.
No,
All right.
more
So
is better.
All right, so then let's plan for the tag sale in June. June, whatever that Saturday is of Motorcycle Madness. We can
Yeah, the
plan on that.
Second
When is
weekend in
that?
June. Second weekend in June.
Yeah, I like that.
And
Yeah,
that
it's a
way,
nice-
if it rains, yeah, if it
Yeah,
rains, we
nice
can
time of
always-
year.
yeah, we can always do the tag sale on that Sunday if it rained on Saturday. So that would work. And that gives us some time to, learn how to breathe outside in the presence of other people, So we'll be okay, right?
You
Sound
bet.
good? All right.
You bet, Madam Chair.
There we go. Anybody have anything else that they want to add tonight?
Just about, what if we don't use this money for, the mayor's ball or whatever? We give it back to the town?
We would do a project of some sort and, I don't know. There's people have kicked around ideas. Kathleen had talked about the statue, the monument on the center green. I know when I went to the, cemetery tour, a lot of the very old markers in the cemetery are in very bad shape, and that would be a nice place to dump some money into and have them restored because, that's our town's history. There's all kinds of things that we can do. We're not going to just give it back to the town to let them spend it. That's ours that we're going to do
Yeah.
something. And then there's always that little kicker of the Memorial Day parade too. So we got to think about that one. Okay.
Mm.
So, but that's for next meeting. We'll think about
Okay.
the Memorial Day parade. All right. Okay.
All right.
Somebody want to make a motion to adjourn
Move to adjourn.
in a second?
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
aye.
Look, there's voices there. All right. Have a good night, guys.
Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.